welcome back to Chat Circle. Now, the 17th edition of the prestigious Headies Awards 2025, tagged Back to Base, marked a highly anticipated return to Nigeria after 2 years abroad. Held at the landmark event center in Lekki, it was meant to re-establish the Headies as a cultural touchstone. While fans were thrilled to see the event return back to Nigeria soil, the ceremony left many with mixed feelings, from controversial wins, performances, etc. With all this buzz, we are asking, our Nigerian award shows still about honoring true artistry, or just saving, or should I say serving, industry clout and chaos? Let's unpack this with our special guest, a music business insider and a learning event organizer. Okay, leading event organizer. Now, before I actually introduce, I'm super excited because I've got two celebrities right here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us today are two dynamic voices deeply rooted in the heartbeat of Nigeria's entertainment culture, each bringing us a unique perspective to the conversation we are about to have. First up is Otta Basse, better known as OTJ, a business and marketing executive whose experience in music and entertainment industry speaks volume. As the founder of Rad Digital, a creative consulting and marketing agency, he is passionate about helping artists and creatives unlock their full potential. From strategy to storytelling, OTJ is all about building brands that break boundaries. How you doing, boss?
I'm fine, Nana.
You good?
I can hear from your voice that you actually miss having me on your screen. Did I make you blush?
Did I make a mistake?
No, you didn't.
Also with us is Clement Epo, popularly known as Big Clem, as an entrepreneur and hype man and powerhouse behind Voiceboard, the biggest youth-centric entertainment community in the region. Whether he is on the mic or behind the scenes, Big Clem knows how to mobilize culture, energy, and people like few others can. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
How you doing?
I'm good.
It's great to have, I'm even more excited to see you. First of all, let's do advice, Brian. Let's talk about this culture. We've seen what you guys have done. It's amazing, bringing different people from different states. What was the whole idea behind this?
Partying.
Just party. Nothing. No, Oti, please help me. You need to tell us something.
But funny enough, the idea was partying.
But it's been able to bring a whole lot of network, different kind of people.
Should I tell her the truth?
It was supposed to be a pilot edition, and we see how things go. I feel everybody on the core team was supposed to go different places after that first edition. We're like, okay, there's something like Obi's house that keeps people busy in Lagos. There's Rumi's blog in Abuja, and then Akwa Ibom was, you only see live on Fridays. Outside Fridays, it was hard to see live. I mean, just few numbers of people going out on Saturdays or Sundays. Wednesdays was the worst. Clubs were not getting filled up. And we had to wait a year for some top events, that because they were yearly events. Had to wait 1 year or some. I think few of them was twice every year. So just have to wait twice to have a very good party. So the idea was, let's party. Let's do a party where we don't have interruptions for music, just music and hype. And it's 1 year, 1 year and 2 months now.
Yeah. Wait, you guys are just a year and 2 months?
Yes.
And I was thinking you guys have been in the business for a long time. The culture is amazing, but some of us are just lazy to step out. We'll try. Anyway, first of all, let's talk about the Headies. Okay, first off, how did you feel about the Headies this year coming back to Nigeria? To you, would you say this year's edition was an upgrade, a letdown, or somewhere in between?
I would have him go first.
Exactly, I just want to go first.
Personally, I think it's an upgrade.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's a Nigerian award.
But what was your first reaction when you got to know that Headies was nowhere, should I say, we're not going to be having it in Nigeria?
I felt it was just this Western culture influencing us. Because why would you lift a Nigerian award? 80% of the awardees are Nigerian music, and you're taking it to the US or somewhere. It's not it.
So this year, you feel this year was an upgrade?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was this social media uproar that actually made them bring it down to Nigeria this year.
Okay. And
so I wouldn't say an upgrade. Coming back was good.
Okay.
The homecoming was good. Them leaving in the first place was not ideal, because first off, I'd say this: the BETs would never bring the BETs to
Why did I feel like somebody was going to say that?
Yes, the BETs would never bring it to Nigeria. Same thing for the Grammys. They would never take it from the US and take it to another place. It's rooted in where the Academy is. Now, this is a Nigerian award show. I feel the pressure of what made them take it out of Nigeria is the fact that within the time frame, lots of Nigerian content were being acquired by outside brands. Yeah. So Nigerian brands, Nigerian music brands were looking at getting that connection to the outside brands because of the streaming market, the publishing market. So they felt, okay, let's take it to the US.
And did it help?
More like it didn't help, if you ask me. I mean, we saw their turnouts. We saw from their turnouts to their viewership, it took a decline when they left, because imagine having an award where 40% to 60% of your awardees can't make it down because they're not home. And then, but bringing it back, it's an upgrade. And plus, when they took it there, they were not ready yet. If you ask me, their production in Nigeria, 2 editions before they took it.
Yeah.
But the last 2 editions they had in Nigeria, the production was, I wouldn't want to use the word whack, but it wasn't what an award show should be in terms of production. And then you're now taking it out. You perfect production here, you replicate it outside. That way you hold a bit of relevance, so that while people are having this uproar, they know you're giving them quality.
Yeah.
Bringing it back, okay for them, but there were a few glitches here and there for this
Which
last
we're actually
edition.
going to be talking about there. All right, so to you, would you say Nigerian awards shows are losing credibility? Are we rewarding artistry or rewarding hype? I would like to have this conversation with you, because you are solely into events, and basically you've organized a whole lot of events. What is your candid opinion about this? Please don't play safe.
So honestly, the whole music industry in Nigeria right now is actually awarding the hype, because you find the core artists, the one doing the music properly, they're not getting it like that. They're not getting the awards, but the ones putting 1 or 2 things together, trending, are the ones all over the news. Okay. For example, Odumodu and Charlie Poppy's cast winning rap single.
You think it was?
I'm like,
You think they think the category was not okay?
They're rappers, man. They're rappers.
Wait, you think they were rap? Like it was okay? Like they?
It was not okay.
It was not okay.
A rap song.
Okay.
You understand? So it's all about the hype right now.
Okay.
You get there is Lona and there is Zeri.
Okay, so to you, he wasn't supposed to win that.
So it's all about the hype right now.
Okay, it's all about the hype right now.
Make music, make it banging, party jam, promote it well. Yeah.
So would you say that social media has a key role, and just as you said, hype and everything has a key role in playing when it comes to, you wouldn't say good works are not really important. You can sing good songs or be a good artist. By the end of the day, all these are just not necessary. Are you saying that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can be a good artist, but it's not flying like the other artists that are just sitting back, lean back to do one catchy hook, puts it out, it's banging everywhere.
Okay.
And now these award ceremonies, these award platforms, they're now giving these accolades to the artists that just.
Okay, those are like making hits and TikToks and everything.
The artists writing songs, there's John Drill, there's Brimo. You don't see them up there.
There's Iwa, there's Sute Iwa. I mean, these are people that contribute to some of the major music globally, African music globally, and you don't see them on that stage. So I'll say this, not to fault the Headies or anything. The Headies is a construct of a brand, a media brand. Now we know that media brands are for clout. That's the idea. That's what drives media, the clout of it, people talking. We would not expect the Headies to be a Grammys. Even the Grammys is a construct of an academy that vets music. That's why it's called the Recording Academy. They have guidelines as to submission. They have guidelines as to quality. They have guidelines as to a lot when it comes to music. But then, even the Grammys don't have it 100. I wouldn't even want to dive deep into there's a long rap sheet of them sidelining credible artists over clout of virality. Now, what is supposed to be based on clout is the billboards, because the clouds drive the billboards award. But now when you come back to the Headies, I'd say they chose the clout over the realness of it, because one, they worked more with music that was still in circulation at the time being. That way, they know the artist is popping. They know when the artist puts it up on social media, it's good because they need that listenership. They need, now people are talking about it. They needed that clout.
Can we talk about the person who won the East African category? Juma.
Yes. Yeah. So, I'd say Juma is deserving. Yeah, he is deserving.
He was hot around that period.
Yes, he was hot around that period. He's deserving. And there's not like strong competition that we would know that would go toe to toe in terms of clout with Juma. So I would understand them wheeling that in. But when you bring in the conversation of Zerial and Lona, now that's different. Lona, aside from starting out as a rapper, he's a lyricist. He put in so much energy. He put in work. And
his tours and stuff, we've seen what he's done this year, last year.
Let's not take away the fact that I feel what the limiting factor was the fact that Zerial is still popping as at now. Lona's marketing for the content had fizzled out. He had a bit of time lapse before deciding to push the tour. So he's not there online as Zerial is. So I understand them trying to pick.
Do you think that their PR teams and all that actually have a major role in playing when it comes to stuff like that?
Yes, obviously they do, because let's be sincere, they don't have, these guys don't show us a guideline as to this is why we are voting. Like the Grammys have what we call academy boards. Where they bring, when they inculcated Afrobeat into the Grammys, they brought in the likes of Bizzle Osikoya, top Nigerian and African music figures into the academy and gave them voting rights. So that way these people would vote based on the guidelines of voting, which pinpoints on quality of music, message, reach, cultural influence. There are various guidelines to these votings. Now, the Headies doesn't have that.
I think Grammys are really transparent on how they actually select their people.
Oh, not quite transparent enough, but then let's leave it. Let's leave it. If transparency was the case, they would not have blackballed the likes of Chris Brown for the longest. If that was the case,
know Chris Brown's issue. You know very well that it was more. You know,
fine. Let's leave Chris Brown.
Yes,
it was more of an image issue. But let's not be sincere. That
no, he deserved the flowers.
He has taken
I think
over
Fat Joe even once came on live stream. He even made statement like that. He said, "I think it's high time we let go of whatever you guys are holding against Chris Brown."
He has built himself to become the biggest entertainer after Michael Jackson, and he took him hard work and deserving awards he never got to get to that stage. I won't even talk about The Weeknd. The Weeknd boycotted them. Eminem. I mean, these are greats. These are people that you see the numbers, they're squashing it. The Weeknd happens to be one of the biggest streaming artists in the world. And then you're telling me that someone else won an award over him?
Okay, so let me ask this question. Now, first of all, I haven't organized an award event, so I don't even know how most of these guys select their people. Now, I know very well sometimes last year, like let's say for instance Headies 2025, so meaning most of the last year projects are going to be nominated, but looking at it we realize that a lot of this year projects and what is trending on TikTok is what was being, would you say they're being biased, or would you just say they were just looking for a way to be relevant all over again?
I think it's more about the I wouldn't say biased, it's relevant. So the Grammys inculcating Afrobeat, the reason why I like to cite it is that's like the foremost world. Inculcating Afrobeat was to drag the Nigerian clout, to drag more crowd viewership, because the likes of The Weeknd pulled out and said, "Oh, I'm not longer coming there." And his fans are viewers. He has the numbers. And when fans decide that I feel who I support is being blackballed, I'll step up. So it happened. Yeah, but we know that this is more of a PR. Let's drag more people to look at it, because if it wasn't, I mean, do you know who was in the board that voted for this? People, aside from the submission process, which normally the music calendar starts in September. Meaning, if there's an award this year at this time, all your submissions have to be songs that were released before September last year.
Most of the artists that were awarded were songs that I think most of them were from this year.
I mean, you can see that clearly. You can see that. So it happens. Let's be sincere. It happens. Most times you just have to generate the clout, because these award shows have to make money. They're doling out money. How do they make money? They make money from viewership. So they have to create enough buzz, enough clouds to have viewers come to them. They have to create enough clouds to have viewers go view or want to watch what happened. I mean, look at the whole Odumodu conversation was a starter for you to see that people would want to go and view what actually
happened?
transpired, how it fizzled out. Gives them more viewership, so it's clout all the way.
Because they're relevant for a very long time. Okay, Big Clem, would you share your view on when it comes this particular awards? Okay, do you think that there could have been something done better? I know that you said they really did well, okay, but to you, do you think that they had a lot of room for us to work and be better when it comes to our events? Let's talk about the Galaxy Music Awards in Port Harcourt. It seems to be growing. I don't know if you followed this year, their organization and everything. What do you think these guys are doing differently? Do you see them as the next Headies right now?
They're popping. I like what they're doing, but still, there's this segregation.
Because I followed most of their stuff, and I could say they really followed some of the rules when it comes to awards event.
Yes. Now, but there's this segregation in the industry. If you're not in Lagos, if you're not popping in Lagos, that's the only thing holding back the Galaxy Awards.
Okay.
They're doing really great. I went back and I saw their stuff from like this year and the previous. It's really, really nice. Must be honest.
Okay.
And the thing is that they follow, like you said, they follow the guidelines.
Yes.
So they know this is a rap category.
Because I feel like most of their awards were given to South artists.
It's original, so it's original award
Yeah.
show. Now let's say this, for example, like the Flavor incident at the Headies. Clearly he was there, but I don't know if he stepped out afterwards with White Money taking the award on his behalf. Most of this.
What do you think about that statement? A lot of people felt like probably he shouldn't have used the word Igbo.
I mean, His speech. Flavor is predominantly an Igbo singer.
I felt like his speech was white money. That was white money.
Yeah, no, like I said, Flavor is predominantly an Igbo singer. White Money, in his own thoughts, said he's not Flavor, doesn't represent what Flavor has to show, but in his own thoughts, okay, since this person is predominantly an Igbo singer, he had to give reference. I mean, imagine an Igbo guy that sings mostly in Igbo language winning an award, and you come in and you're giving the hailing in Yoruba. It wouldn't still pan well.
Okay.
It was his own way to pay reference to Flavor and Flavor's tribe. It wasn't being tribalistic or segregational. Let's be sincere. But I mean, in social media, everybody would like dragging people.
But honestly, that conversation will be on if Olamide came up and did his Yoruba greetings.
No, but Olamide did it. Everybody, not everybody understood it. He dropped the mic. The controversy on the Olamide part wasn't about the language. It wasn't the language barrier. It was the fact that
he dropped the mic.
People actually thought he was robbed.
Oh.
His label was robbed that year. It wasn't about tribe. Nobody dragged about tribe. Nobody dragged about the fact that most of us didn't understand what he said.
And I think like Shadi also feel like they shouldn't even nominate him anymore again after what happened.
I mean, you're not giving him a plaque. Why are you nominating him to come out?
That one shocked me.
Like, I'm coming out for no plaque. Like,
I was going through my mind. I was like, wait, didn't you count the number of people you're going to give an award to?
So I'll share personal experience. I've been nominated. First time I was nominated for an award, best radio presenter in the city. They had their guidelines for in Akwa State that year. They had their guidelines for winning and everything, and I beat the margin by far. I beat the margin before I even found out I was nominated. I had someone call me and tell me, "Oh, wait, you're working here?" I was like, "No, what's wrong?" Showed me the stuff, and I was winning. Events day, I was called. I was winning. I told you won. I'm there. They didn't present the award that night.
Ooh.
Back then, I used to stay with my parents, so I couldn't stay out late. They didn't present the award till the event finished. Just for me to wake up in the morning and found out that they announced someone else as a winner of an award that I clearly beat their social margins, which was guidelines that they put forth. Now, I wasn't angry that the person won. The person deserved it. The person was an OG, was like 5 years, 6 years my senior in the industry. But I was angry at the fact that there were guidelines and you didn't stick to it. And you didn't have the courtesy. You didn't have the courtesy to tell me when you dragged me out for an event that you never presented an award.
Or not recognize my efforts.
Or even recognize my efforts to it. So if I were Charlie, I wouldn't go for it again.
Yeah, I get you.
And driving back to Galaxy Music Award, I would not create an award and create categories for artists that I would have to pay to bring them.
Oh.
Because a Charlie Poppy will not enter a private jet and fly out of the UK to
true.
come to your award in Port Harcourt. You know, eventually he might. If it over the years has built to become a standard for rating music. Headies is what Nigeria has as closer to BET.
Exactly.
In the UK and to the Brits Award in the UK, the BETs that cuts across Europe for black entertainers, and the Grammy. So until they can build, for now, I love what they're doing with the regional market, giving accolades to artists in the region. They need to build more, break more boundaries, and then they'll be at a pace where they can say that they are a competing award. But for standards, they should keep the standards that they're using.
Let's talk about appearances. Davido was, in fact, I think Flavor with a should I say the A-list artists that turn up. Do you think that artists in Nigeria are not really paying attention to most of these awards anymore? Do you think that something is missing? Do you think that the relevance is dying?
Can I ask you a question? How many headline artists do we have in Nigeria? How many frontline A-list artists do we have in Nigeria that are Nigerian artists?
Where do they live?
Wizkid is no longer a Nigerian artist. Wizkid is a global. They call themselves global artists. Rema no longer. Majority of our artists now. So globalization of music was a favor.
But if they call that, and then we are bringing it down to, let's talk about the BET and the rest. We also have Beyonce and them turning up. They're also global artists.
That's what I'm saying. The global artists.
But they still turn up for
those awards are global awards as compared to Nigerian awards. Hear me out. The global awards as compared to Nigerian awards. Now, Wizkid doesn't live in Nigeria. Davido, in and out.
In and out, yeah. Burner
doesn't live in Nigeria.
I think almost everybody.
Almost everybody. Asake, Rema, they don't live in Nigeria. So you won't expect to see their presence. Them coming is more or less, let's support. It's just coming to show support. David coming was the fact that he's in the country. Let's be sincere, David would not just wake up and fly because
in the country and promoting.
Some people said that it's because for his 5 albums.
Yes, I mean he has to.
In the country and promoting an album.
Yeah. Okay, that to you, AFDCA, BET, MTV African Music Awards, and a whole lot of them. In terms of execution, credibility, and structure, what do you think most Nigerian, events or awards events should actually learn from them?
So, if we could, if we could take a little bit of transparency from the Grammys, a little bit, because they're not 100% transparent, and they've been having backlash over the years. They tried correcting it this year, with the introduction of The Weeknd back in circulation, Chris Brown winning an award. They tried for this last edition. As much as they chase viewerships, they also try to keep a balanced playing field. Same thing for the Brits Awards. If Nigeria could take that into consideration, creating a level platform where they bring in industry folks, not just the regular gatekeeping industry folks, but they bring in actual people that stand in the intersection of labels, consumers, artists. When they bring in these people that have conscious knowledge of music, they listen, they know what to take out, what factor makes this song a rap song, what factor makes this song commercial enough to stand in this category. Now, they let us know these people, so we know the voting thought process of these people. It's easier, it's a step closer to a little bit of credibility where I won't have to doubt you just coming up and opening an award and calling by saying that you're bored. We don't know who's your board.
Okay. They have a board, but we just don't know.
We don't know your board.
Okay.
It's different. Grammy signs more people every year for the board because they know that the sounds are progressing. So, and they make it public. If you're on the Grammy board, it is, once you're invited, it is pertinent that you post it across your social media, and Grammy post it too as a welcome. So people know that these are people that are voting for these categories.
Okay.
Because you won't have someone that's an EDM artist or an EDM producer vote for an Afrobeat. And I, as an Afrobeat person, unless I have experience running EDM, grime, hip-hop, rap, I cannot go voting for a category I don't understand. It's just like me handling voting for Latin category.
Okay. Now, you work with a whole lot of artists outside the country, also in Nigeria, outside Uyghur and everything. Now, you also work with most your artists. They're actually from here, you understand. Shout out to your artists. And I wanted to ask this question to you. Where do you see the growth? I know it's been a while I asked you this question. And also with Vivan, your idea is trying to bring youth the culture, everybody together and all that. With this, where do we see the future of Vibes Band, and also with artists in Uyo right now? How would you rate?
I'd love him to take that Vibes Band conversation first before I do a sign off on it.
About Vibes Band, we're into promoting artists.
Yes, we know that.
We have our DJs. We have an in-house DJ. We have in-house DJs. We call them the band sound system. And now, when we always having meetings, always telling them, yo, 20%, 30% home content.
Oh, you do that too?
Yes, 20%, 30%.
Do you know what it reminds me? It reminds me of when Ghanaians were actually deliberating between 80% Ghanaian music, 20% Nigerian music. And I'm just wondering, how has that actually helped this percentage?
Yeah, so we're doing that. We have artists we're pushing. If I should mention names, Adam's Unusual, Wavy Savvy, Young Chains, Libido, Kitschy Vibes, and some other guys like that. We put their songs on steady rotation.
Oh, okay.
Give them content, you understand. Push them. Even on our social media, if you check the songs we put behind our posts and stuffs.
Their songs.
Yeah. So we're trying to push them because there's this opening right now. The world is watching Akwa Ibom.
Truth.
There's this opening. We have Ivana. She's popping. We have DJ Cheryl's sound going everywhere currently. I know that. So we're actually doing our best to push. Also, we have hitches. We have some artists that are like, these guys. I want to mention names. These guys. But we're just doing.
I understand what you mean.
We're open to working with everybody.
Okay.
Open to working with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
T?
So, to come in there,
the music business side.
To come in there, you asked how to measure growth. Measuring growth is standing in a crowd and hearing people sing your song word for word because they know it. Measuring growth is going on social media and seeing over 1,000 people using your sound for their videos. It's going on your streaming platforms and seeing the numbers build up. That's how you measure growth. Yes, as much as you also measure growth independently with how your sound has progressed over the years and people you've affected, but we live in a world where the statistics count.
Yeah.
What we see matters. Vibes Band has created a platform for that, where artists get to plug in. I was talking to someone and he was like, how you guys pay artists? I'm like, no, we're an event that pays attention to DJs and hype men. We would pay a DJ and a hype man to come to our stage because they are the leading figures when it comes to promoting music now.
Okay.
And they have been at the back door for the longest. This is time to push them out. Now, what we do is we work with artists to put you on circulation because we have the crowd that wants to listen to, they want to listen to that transition from one music to the other. They need to know that your music is enough to keep them on their feet and dancing.
Exactly.
That is marketing. I will not pay you to be on that stage. I'm marketing you. I will not pay you to market you.
Exactly.
You have to show yourself. And what we do, we have the band sound system where these are top DJs in the state. And sometimes we bring others from outside. We have the likes of DJ PJ, who played it 2 bands ago. We have the likes of Bioski. We have the likes of 6-7, who will be coming in very soon. We have other DJs that's lined up for our events for the year. Now, what we do is with band sound system, if you're an artist and you're plugged in with Vibes Band, all our DJs have clubs they play for. They have events weekly they play for. So your song is on their sound system, meaning they play you at their events outside Vibes Band. You're getting more audience through plugging in with us.
I think this is convincing. Like, this is the best I've heard so far in this.
So that way it's a win. It's a win for artists here. And we have our YouTube pages, we have our social pages where we put up this content, and it's good for artists.
And it's open to everybody.
It's open. We're not segregational. Funny enough, someone asked, how do you? It's an event. Reach out. We're on social media. Reach out and we talk to set something that works for you.
Okay. All right. So before we allow you to go, your final words, just 60 seconds. Keep it short.
Okay. So Nigeria, we could do more when it comes to the award system or the music industry as a whole. Aside from the fact that the United States and Europe has bought into our catalog size that we no longer own our market shares. But then we can create new markets through credibility, giving credence to good music. People that are actually doing good music that are not using the cloud to oversell the numbers and are getting bought out. When you work with people who still own their publishing, own their masters, control their music as Nigerians, these are people that shed their soul to go there. Work with them, show them that they're doing the good work through awarding them. Show them that they're being credible enough. You build a system. Thank
you so much, Oti. You want to say something?
Honestly, I would say he has taken over the whole Nigeria. And
I feel like Big Love did not even show himself. Like, he was just being modest. This period, like, I'm just wondering. I can't wait to see you on stage and see the other side of you.
We have conversations about this, and his thoughts might be, but I mean, he's a businessman, so he has to
be. All right, so we've seen the glades, felt the shockwaves, and asked the hard questions. The Headies may take back on the home soil, but the true home of music recognition should be built on fairness, merit, and cultural impact, not just viral moments and clout. Our artists deserve, should I say, more than applause, and deserve a system that uplifts and respects the journey. Maybe it's time to stop waiting for better and start creating it. Thank you so much to our incredible guests, Fun. And of course, thank you so much to everybody who actually joined the conversation. So next time, let's keep raising the bar and the standard. My name is Nana Abena. Make sure you have an amazing weekend, and ciao for now.